Now we are having Mr. Siju Rajan, consultant brandism, Palakkad, for the paper presentation.
Thank you. Good morning. Let me share my screen first. Am I audible right now?
Yes, sir, audible.
Thank you. Well, thanks a lot for the invitation to be part of this international conference, first of all. And since I've been researching not academically, but practically and working in brand development, let me illustrate branding in VUCA world. Okay, while presenting, don't get confused with the terms branding and marketing. Both are interconnected and integral part of the whole business development. Let me show you some brands which you can relate to some events in your life, and some you may not be aware of it. If you're a millennial in India, definitely at point of time you may have used this brand and glued it in your heart and your mind, for sure. How can you forget this brand, right? Well, among these brands shown, you may not seen some of the brands. For example, Drunken Monkey, ID Fresh. One reason is ID Fresh was founded back in 2005, and this Drunken Monkey was back in 2016. You'll get another reason during my presentation. Now let's move to past 2000. At that time, television was a luxury. If there is a TV in any of the nearby houses, whether you were a school-going kid, a youth, a parent, or grandmother or grandfather, whether you love sports, music, drama, movies, or news, you have to watch a single program in Doordarshan or Asianet, right? Because there were limited medias and limited options. There were no options at all. You had to watch that single program in that single gadget. So, see, I hope you remember these ads. And you have to, one thing is you have to watch 60 to 120-second long TV commercials, and you can't skip these ads. That's why you still remember these brands. How can you forget this brand, right? And this ad, this TV commercial. I think Fevicol was one of the first TV commercial, first brand which used a very creative kind of advertisement. These brands are in your deep heart. It is connected with your emotions. That's the reason why we call this as brands. Popikuda, you can't forget if you're a Malayali. And this ad, Vannallo, Vannallo, Vanamala, Vannallo. You won't forget this song if you're a millennial. And Ujala, and this dance, kind of music. So let's move to post 2010. Right, you got plenty of devices. You got laptops. You got phablets. You got mobile phone, tablets, and all. And each individual in a household got their own gadget and handful of social medias and plenty of channels. Now, if you can't watch a specific program at a specific point of time, no worries. You can watch it anytime at any place you wish, even in your toilet. And the hardest thing is you have to wait a long 5 seconds to skip an advertisement. It's really terrible, right? Sometimes the waiting time may be 20 seconds. So what we do, we refresh. If it again occurs, we refresh it once again. If it again and again occurs, we'll change the channel. Because we have too many options, we got too many channels, we got too many social medias. We can watch any programs at any time as you wish. So marketing is and was an interruption. I would say traditional marketing is and was an interruption. It interrupts our entertaining time. So now we cannot follow this traditional marketing, branding, and customer relationship activities. So from an entrepreneur's point of view, this is what we call the VUCA world, right? It varies from person to person, it varies from professions to professions. For an entrepreneur, this is what exactly a VUCA world is, VUCA time is. But look at these brands. iJuice, Oyo, ID Fresh, Parika. These guys are really entertaining us, right? Their journey actually started in VUCA time, but still they outshines well. What may be the reason? Here we need to understand some basic branding plans in VUCA world. I'm not talking about branding strategies in VUCA world. I'm talking about branding plans in VUCA world, because strategies are unique thing. Plans can be implemented by any organizations. Number one, focusing niche audience. Previously, you can air a marketing materials to the whole public, even if some are not your target audience, because as an entrepreneur, we had no other options. But now we got plenty of options and opportunity to identify our target audience and boost our marketing materials to induce them to buy, right? And all our demographic and psychological data are with Facebook and Google. So identify your niche audience and focus them to increase the sales conversion rate. That's the number one point which every organization has to focus on. Focusing on the niche audience, not a general audience. Narrow it down, go through that sales funnel. And number two, build your UST along with USP. What is UST? You may be aware of USP, unique selling proposition. That's what differentiates you from other competitors. But how about UST? That means unique selling tribe. These are the followers of your brand, like fans associations. These people trust and follows your brand blindly. Apple is having a UST, McDonald's is having a UST, Harley Davidson, of course, they're having a UST. We brandism team is having a UST because we build our own set of followers. They follow our YouTube channels, they our videos and our lecturings. So build your UST, unique selling tribe. It's a crucial thing in VUCA world, especially in marketing and brand building. And number three is align advertisement. I don't know whether you heard this term. It's not there in internet. I've developed this term by my own. As I mentioned before, marketing interrupts us. So we can't follow this traditional TV ads. It has to be entertaining. Like Milma had done for the past couple of years. And also infuse advertisements in movies where audience cannot understand it as a real advertisement or not. It's a part of movie. It has to be the part of screenplay. Malabar Gold does it well in every Mohanlal's movie. So align advertisements is another thing which VUCA marketing has to be, they have to follow. And follow trends. You remember this guy? You can't forget, right? He was a celebrity 2 months before. I don't know where he is right now. And remember this kid and his famous dialogue, Chelodu Cheriavum, Chelodu Cheriavula. And Milma took that caption for their marketing purpose. In VUCA world, events changes so frequently, right? To get people noticed, we have to follow the trends. Then only we can reach top in search engine optimization. So following that trend is very crucial in VUCA branding and VUCA marketing. And finally, follow your core philosophy of the company. This is the core of branding. Every brand has its own organization philosophy, identity, and tone of voice. That should be stable, and that helps you to build the brand. Let me wind up. I actually don't quote anyone's quote, but this time I actually wish to wind up this session with a quote by Peter Drucker. A greatest danger in times of turbulence is not the turbulence; it is to act with yesterday's logic. We have to create, we have to build today's logic. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, sir. That was really engaging presentation by you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Next, we are having Miss Vinnie A.V., Associate Professor, Mercy College, Palakkad, for the paper